It's a Tuesday morning, 66 million years ago. A massive triceratops is drinking from a calm river in what will one day be North Dakota. The sky is clear, the ground is still, and there are no warning signs. This world is at its absolute biological peak. Pop culture often portrays dinosaurs in their final days as sluggish, gray monsters, but the rock record reveals a landscape more alive and complex than anything existing today. New fossil discoveries from remote corners of the globe reveal their biology in high definition. By analyzing fully articulated skeletons and mummified skin, paleontologists are finally seeing these animals as they truly were. Knowing they were at the peak of their evolutionary complexity makes their sudden erasure in a single afternoon all the more impactful. Take Dreadnoughtus. Researchers measured the circumference of its humerus and femur, yielding a creature weighing 65 tons, the mass of 13 African elephants. It was heavily weaponized. Underneath its tail vertebra, bones flare into paddles for thick muscles, allowing it to maim the largest predators. Far to the north, in Alberta, Canada, a completely different type of preservation emerged from a commercial bitumen mining operation. Digging deep beneath the surface, an excavator struck a large gray lump of rock. Inside was Boreopelta, an armored nodosaur preserved in 3 dimensions. It was swept out to an ancient sea and rapidly buried in fine sediment, mummifying its skin and armor plates. Geochemical analysis of this skin identified benzothiazole, a chemical breakdown product of the reddish-brown pigment pheomelanin. The nodosaur was not a dull gray, it was vibrant. These physical details recast the plant eaters of the Cretaceous. They were colorful, exceptionally defended, and likely very surly beasts. The predators of the era were equally sophisticated. In Canada, paleontologists uncovered a chaotic mass of bones belonging to at least 5 tyrannosaurs, ranging from small juveniles to fully grown adults, all buried together. Finding apex predators grouped in this way is incredibly rare. Geochemists tested the bones for rare earth elements, which act as a chemical signature absorbed from the surrounding sediment. Every bone returned the exact same signature. They all died in the same lake at the exact same time. The largest terrestrial carnivores on Earth operated with coordinated pack intelligence, making them the ultimate rulers of their domain and utterly unprepared for a threat from space. Then the sky ignites. A carbonaceous chondrite asteroid 6 miles wide arrives from the outer solar system, traveling at 40,000 miles per hour. Moving 50 times faster than a rifle bullet, it crosses the entire 60-mile column of Earth's atmosphere in less than a second, compressing the air so violently that it superheats to 50,000 degrees Fahrenheit. It strikes the shallow waters of the Yucatan Peninsula. If it had hit deep ocean water, miles of liquid would have absorbed and scattered the kinetic energy. Instead, it hits a thin shelf of limestone over shallow water. This specific bedrock is saturated with sulfur. Striking this exact target turns a devastating physical blow into a lethal global chemical accelerant. The energy released in the first moment is equivalent to 10 billion nuclear warheads. A flash of light is followed instantly by radiant heat that ignites forests across the continent. Simultaneously, the void left in the ocean collapses and rebounds, sending tsunamis over a mile high radiating outward. 2,000 miles north, the Tanis fossil site in North Dakota captures this exact hour in real time, functioning like a geological security camera. 13 minutes after the strike, a seismic wave moving through the continental bedrock shakes an inland bay, creating a violent sloshowasing wave. This sudden surge of water throws hundreds of fish onto the shore, burying them alive. Packed inside their fossilized gills are tiny glass spherules, molten droplets of vaporized rock already raining down from the sky. Trapped beneath several feet of debris, these fish mark the exact dividing line between the flourishing reign of the dinosaurs and their apocalypse. The mega tsunamis and the radiant wildfires were localized. The true extinction mechanism is the 100 billion tons of vaporized sulfur blasted into the stratosphere. This sulfur combines with water vapor, forming a global ceiling of sulfuric acid aerosols. Spread across the upper atmosphere, This acidic veil acts like a mirror, reflecting over 80% of the sun's light back into space. The dinosaur empire does not end in a fiery explosion. Instead, the sky turns a flat gray, and the entire planet plunges into a sudden, deep global freeze. With the sun blocked, photosynthesis stops. Plant life quickly dies in the cold. In the geological record, paleontologists track this through a distinct boundary layer, followed immediately by a fern spike, a massive proliferation of hardy fern spores, which were the only plants capable of growing in the desolate soil. Without a supply of fresh plants, the base of the food chain disintegrates. For an animal the size of a triceratops, which requires hundreds of pounds of vegetation every single day to sustain its 12-ton body, starvation sets in rapidly. Large apex predators hold on a little longer by scavenging the remains of dying herds, but eventually the freezing temperatures and the lack of available calories catch up to them. The pack hunters starve alongside their prey. The enormous size and high caloric demands that allowed the dinosaurs to dominate the planet for 180 million years become their exact vulnerabilities during an impact winter. They step out onto a landscape devoid of larger predators. With the giant herbivores and massive carnivores gone, ecological roles are suddenly left vacant. In an explosive burst of evolutionary diversity, mammals adapt, grow, and fill every empty niche across the globe. Dinosaurs were a crowning evolutionary success, ended by cosmic chance, a sudden reset that enabled the rise of mammals and our eventual ability to uncover their story.